Hey guys, welcome back to Seller Sessions. Returning to the show again is Brandon Young. Happy New Year, Brandon.
Happy New Year, man.
Excellent. So, as of recording, your event's only a couple of weeks away now, isn't it? Next week?
Yeah, less than 10 days.
10 days. Excellent. And did you get any rest over Christmas? Because obviously putting events together can be quite stressful.
I actually did not. I did get like 2 days away with Jennifer for New Year's. And originally I was supposed to have Aiden. He's with us part-time, but flop schedules with his mom because she wanted to take him the first week for Christmas week, and then ended up him getting sick.
Yeah.
So he's been with a fever and cough, just kind of just resting at his mom. So I just worked the whole time.
Yes, indeed. Well, let's talk about the hot topic at the moment. You posted, as of this recording yesterday, talking about the issues with the new AI suggestion tool from Amazon. What's your understanding of it so far?
Yeah, the first problem is that it's not a suggestion tool if they go and do it for you.
Absolutely, yeah. Or if they override you disagreeing to them doing it.
Right, exactly. Which we're going to get into here, I'm pretty sure, with regards to how that works and why it works that way.
Yeah.
The issue is that Amazon has been employing some form of AI and GPT to rewrite listings in what they imagine are going to be better titles, right? Or better listings. But there's a lot of unforeseen consequences that are hurting sellers and hurting brands because it doesn't take into account proper indexing and keyword research for the vast many ways people search. We call them routes with our keyword tools. So you end up with these holes in your indexing. You end up de-indexing from terms that you were strongly had a lot of relevancy for, a lot of ranking juice for, and so your ranks fall. And ultimately, this is a net negative for most of the people that have this happen to their product.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to back this up, should we quickly discuss the reconciliation score and then we can go into...
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's really important for people to understand why this is happening and how to fix it, right? And then the logic behind how to fix it.
Yeah. So basically what it is, Amazon has a reconciliation score on the listing. And so it works as like a pyramid. And right at the bottom, I'll go through the list of names. So you've got individual, you've got professional, you've got gold platinum. Then you've got Spot Tool, which comes under seller support. Then you've got the browse query editor, inter-brand registry. Then you've got data augmenter, then retail, then GFX, and then there's FC at the top. And so basically the way this is modeled is that the high score wins, right? But this is done on an attribute level, not at a listing level. So if they adjust the title, it doesn't affect the bullet points in terms of the reconciliation score. It's all dependent on who's got the highest reconciliation score. So we discussed this off call, people doing flat file hacks, delete 72 hours, reinstate solves the problem. Now, what we don't know clearly yet is if at all, and if it does, is if this AI listing editor basically sits within the pyramid, because we don't have enough information on it. But all that matters at the end of the day is effectively having the highest score.
Colin Raja, friend of the show, friend of yours and mine, he's explained that on the pyramid, at the top you have like the fulfillment level, fulfillment center level. You have admins within Amazon using internal tools, and then you have a retail level. So this will be the retail team within Amazon. And we're a couple layers below that, right? So we at brand registry, once you prove that you have the trademark, own the brand, now you're below that. So the problem is what's happening is when Amazon changes the title, their authority is higher than yours. So you can't make a change at the retail level because you're below them on that pyramid that you're explaining. So in order to fix that, you need to open a case and actually have them lower the contribution level back to you versus the retail where the AI made it. So we don't know, but that makes the most sense because of what's happening. So we can just infer that the AI change is above you because you can't make the change. And then when you request it, they lower it to you, then you can make the change. Now, this is important for people to know also because this is a common thing that we've had to figure out for many years because of attacks like hacks. What happens is if you don't contribute something to your listing, either on the back end, to any column, to anything on your listing, you're opening up someone else's ability to contribute there. Because what happens is it just follows the pyramid. If you've contributed, someone else trying to hack you and put in forbidden keywords, it could be adult keywords, it could be hazmat keywords, people will attack you by putting in these words into your listing because it takes your listing down, right? So if you leave something open, they can contribute because there's nothing there, right? But if you've added your own contribution, even if it's just a 1, a 0, or just NA, right? Then they don't have authority above you, so they can't contribute. So we've known about this pyramid for a long time. It's good to actually start working out what these different layers are. And this is the same thing. So what you need to do if you're ever attacked is go and contribute to your own by doing a full update to your listing with a flat file and filling out every possible column. Now, generally what that'll do is a full update means anything that you did not fill out is going to be deleted, and anything you do fill out will overwrite whatever's there as long as you are the authority. Again, if someone at Amazon at the retail level contributed with this AI thing, you're not above them. So you need to request it back down. So this is super important. I'm glad we're having this call and that you invited me on because, we understand how this hierarchy works and how it works with editing your listing and the importance of it on many levels, because this will be a recurring theme as a seller, not just for this AI debacle, but for countering black hat actors and attackers against your listing and understanding how to update your listing and how to get it back up when something goes wrong or how to take out a forbidden keyword or whatever it is. So this hierarchy, what we're talking about today, is super important for sellers to understand.
Yeah. So I want to take it back to around leading up into Black Friday, because this happened to one of my clients, Fee Suter. I mean, you know Fee very well as well. And so when we got the message through, it was like, okay, so what are we going to be doing with this? Because what it did, it provided the suggested changes. I'll go into that in a minute. But it was the most interesting thing of it was they were going to apply it to be affected on November the 28th, which was the day after Cyber Monday. So I said, look, because we don't have to decline or touch it yet, because we don't want to have any problems leading in to the most important days, let's set an alarm, and this is what we did, set an alarm for the late on the 27th, and then declined it from now. And I can't remember the date, whether it was before or after, but when we were going through on a geo level, looking at the various different zip codes, we did see some of the changes. But I think that was just leakage. It didn't have impact, but it's something to look at, right? So this is the mail. I think people posted it. It would have been in Kevin's newsletter. I think he covered it a few weeks ago. So those who haven't received it yet, here's the rundown of it. So hello from the Amazon catalog team. We are piloting a new program to leverage the power of AI to generate richer product listings and have enriched the product content of some of the ASINs in your brand's catalog. We have not yet published the recommended attributed values for your ASINs, as you are the owner of the ASINs. What a joke. You need to review the content, provide feedback, agree or disagree by the scheduled date, which will be published on 28th of November 2023. If you disagree with the proposed changes, the existing attribute values will persist and the updates will not be published. So you'll get an email similar to that if you haven't done already. The problem is, as it's been discussed, you've been discussing as well, the listings were stripped of all the main keywords and the listings were greatly reduced in terms of characters, title, bullet points, etc. So the two main questions you'll be asked in this file will be: prefer to keep current value consistent with our merchandising, and the other one is prefer to keep the title consistent with our merchandising. Now, what's really interesting here, like, so here's these issues I looked at is like what you got to consider. Allowing all the suggestions basically hands over AI or Amazon the higher reconciliation score. And we all know wholesale changes to listings, removal of keywords, etc., you're going to tank. So what do you think we can learn from this? Because right now it's offering junk, basically. The response is coming back, we see as junk.
Yeah. So the GPT that they're using, we can only assume that it's inferring a few different things. And I talked to you about this briefly because typically the way that Amazon will decide what you're selling and index you can be related a few different ways. Not just your contribution on the listing, but the different conversions you've made on different keywords comparative to other competitors. So if competitors are selling on this keyword and you're selling on this keyword, they can map you together. Your PPC conversion can be a very strong indication for indexing and for what you're selling as well, and can map you to a subcategory as well. So you can have a browse node map to you. Now, what I assume is that they're using a little bit of that, and they're trying to write something that's appealing to the buyer. But the reality of the situation is that they are not as good at keyword research and really uncovering all the different search terms that sellers or buyers are using to find and purchase and acquire a product. And it's just impossible to make it sound great and also get indexing sometimes. And they're valuing the sound great versus the indexing. And the reality is a typical buyer will read the first 5 words of the title, ignore the rest. And that rest is where you should probably focus on getting some additional indexing. So they're shortening the titles, trying to make it sound good, trying to, improve maybe the buyer experience. But the reality is what it does is it's hurting your ability to rank.
This is true. And I would say to you, absolutely, you want to have as many keywords indexing as possible. So that's lexical matching. Because I'll go briefly because I've mentioned this on previous shows. Now, as we move into the future, right, lexical matching is super, 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 super important. Not going to dismiss that in any way, shape, or form. But as things move, we've got to look at, so Semantic and BERT actually scan the whole listing. So it doesn't rely on all of the keywords to be a match, or they need to be indexed. So for instance, you can rank on unlisted keywords. Colin's going to come on the show. We're going to do this because it's feasible through semantic matching and BERT, right? So if you look at semantic matching, this links the queries and the products based on the customer behavior. So I'll give you an example. Products are matched with like terms often searched by buyers, even if the term isn't in the product title. So that's semantic. In terms of BERT, it understands the sentence context, not just the words. So inferring the relevance from the product descriptions without using the exact query. But I go back to my point again, we must still consider it's very important to do deep keyword research. Yeah. And you want to index for that as many of those as possible.
That's not to say. So here's the problem that we have within Data Dive. We use ChatGPT, right? Like we've plugged into GPT, OpenAI, and we do the keyword research first. We have our own algorithm that we run there. We reverse engineer all of the sales and ranks of all the competitors that you choose. So you could have 20, 30, 40 competitors. You get 10,000 keywords. The reality is out of the 10,000 keywords, 1,000 are relevant. 800 of those have less than 200 searches a month. So they're very long tail. And then you have the juice. You have the ones that you really, really want to do. But once you break down those keywords, you get different repeated words and phrases. And then those become root words. And you want to structure your PPC by root. You want to structure your writing by root. You want to make sure that you don't have any holes in those roots. An example would be a toiletry bag. A toiletry bag is also a bathroom bag. It's a shaving bag. It's a men's bathroom bag. It's a DOP kit. It's all of those things. But if you leave one of those out, you're just not going to rank for it. So you need to do the research to reverse engineer all those ways. Now, We do that research, then we value the keywords based on relevancy, based on broad search volume of those routes, based on and based on a couple other factors, and we create that ranking juice score. Now, with math, we can hit a button and we can stuff your listing with the highest ability to rank. That's great, but it doesn't sound good. It's just keyword stuffing. So what we do then is we layer in ChatGPT to write good sounding bullets. And we'll tell the ChatGPT, this is the problem Amazon is definitely running into, because we'll tell the ChatGPT we want these 3 or 4 keywords in each bullet, right? 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, 3 here. ChatGPT says, great, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. And it just ignores you, right? It just makes it sound good, because what you can instruct it to do is say, I want to write this first bullet to be the most important benefit to the typical buyer of this product, to this avatar, right? And GPT is great at identifying avatars. We do that as well with our other tool. But they don't put the right keywords. They just ignore you. So you have to go back in and rewrite it manually. That's what's happening. I guarantee that's what's happening with Amazon. They're probably giving it a word bank and saying, write this title and bullets with these words. And it's saying, great, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. And it just writes it. And then that's what's published. And then all of those keywords that they may have wanted you to put in are no longer there. And then you can't go in manually and go fix it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about within the software. If you do it manually, one of the checks I do is, can you confirm that you put all 10 of these search phrases inside of the list? You know, like you have to question it, and they'll go, yes, in bullet point 1, it's got this, in bullet point 2, and it gives you the response. But what you're saying is you want it to be reliable enough that you don't have to fucking ask it. You want it to get it right the first time. You know, you don't have to keep checking their work. Otherwise, it becomes
and you
less.
Have to keep checking the work, and you have to go several layers, and it'll tell you yes, and then maybe it didn't. It'll lie to you too.
Oh, so, absolutely.
Yeah. So what we're trying to do is we give you that what it wrote, what the keywords were, and then we give you a color code or red if it didn't put it in there, and then you got to go in and fix it manually, and it's fine. It does 99% of the work or 95% of the work, and you got to, you know, it's a shame. You got to actually do a little bit of work and get it back in there, but that's great. It still sounds great, looks great. Amazon can't do all that. They've got millions and millions and millions and millions of listings. They can't do that manually.
Yeah. It's like having a team of VAs that you have to micromanage. You've got this powerful software, this powerful tool that you've got to do human checks to make sure this powerful tool is right.
Humans are not going away anytime soon. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So to summarize, steps going forward, dealing with this.
Yeah. So I think what you need to do first is, first of all, if you don't have brand registry, you're kind of out of luck. It's going to be really bad. You need to get your trademark. You need to get brand registry. That's a very high level. And that's the team, the brand registry team that you need to request to get back control of your listing. So you need to look at that pyramid that Danny was explaining with the 10 different levels of contribution. When they change it, that's Amazon, which is retail. They're the ones saying, like, we have authority. This is what it should be. And you're underneath them. You need to open a case with brand registry and say, I need to be the attributing authority here. And then, you know, that takes a day or two. And then once they grant you that authority, then you can go back in and fix it.
Indeed. Cool. Look, I know you're busy. You've got the event to prepare for. You'll be with us in May 11th for Seller Sessions Live. You're coming over, you're speaking, and you're going to be doing a workshop.
I'm excited to get over to London. I've never been over there.
Yeah. Do you know what? I was gutted because you were booked and we sold out a workshop for you. We had to obviously refund everyone because of COVID. When I was moving the dates around all the time, do you remember you was going to do 2020 and we didn't do it till October 21 and you were still a bit concerned about COVID and travel. So this... Can
you believe it's been 4 years already, Danny?
I know. A lot's changed in that time.
Shit.
Yeah, indeed.
2024. I looked at the year. I just couldn't believe it. I just... it's amazing. It's a wild ride. And, you know, we've been friends for a long time. So I'm excited to come over. I would love to still do a workshop with you if that's possible.
No, that's all done. We just need to set it up, but we've discussed it. So what we need to do is just provide all the details, go over the workshop, sign off on content, and off we go. Yeah.
And at the very least, it's going to be great to see you, see all of our European friends over there that can't make it over to this side of the pond as often. And I'm looking forward to it, man. I appreciate you for everything you've done, the consistency of your podcast, of your voice in the space.
Thank you. Same to you.
It's awesome.
Thank you. What's the best way that people can reach you?
So sellersystems.com is our mastermind and college level course. We have a free masterclass there. We have a bunch of masterclass options for you, but all the masterclasses are free for the college level students and mastermind students. And then datadive.tools is our software, which is AI and data, to help you with selling and writing your listing and product validation and soon marketing. We're layering in some really cool marketing tools.
Excellent. Guys, if you want tickets for Seller Sessions Live, go to sellersessions.com/live 2024. Brandon,
it's not sold out yet.
Well, no, it's only January. We're not until May. You should be sold out by now. No, we don't normally sell out to about March, April time. We don't sell out this soon.
I'm really surprised because, it sells out every year.
It does, but it does. It's never before
everyone
Christmas.
Listening right now, I guarantee you there's always FOMO. So even for my event, I'm going to have, last year I had 60 or 70 people buy tickets in the last week. Yeah. Right. I've already sold 30 and I'm a week away, like in the last 3 days. So I guarantee people are going to be knocking on your door. How many messages do you get a week before your event? Do you have extra tickets? And it's sold out. It's been sold out.
Do you know what? It's always the same, right? So you do, like after we do Seller Sessions Live, we then do the super early birds. They normally go. So right now we're sitting at 50 tickets sold before going into the Christmas break.
You keep it tight because you want people to be able to network and you don't want to have a massive event. You want to keep it. You want to keep it.
The UK is too small. I've said this to everyone. Everyone comes over and tries to do events and stuff. We do it once a year and we have to spend the whole year getting 200 people in because we want that caliber of people that come, that want to network with each other, right? And that takes a lot of work and a lot of time. It's not easy because the UK is small. Half the audience fly in. They're not all from the UK. They come from Europe. They come from America. They come from Australia. So we have to rely on half the audience flying in.
I guarantee anyone listening to this, if you're not buying an early bird ticket for this and you think you're just going to wait.
There's early birds, but the supers.
Yeah, supers are gone. But you're listening to this, the early bird's going to disappear and then the event's going to sell out. So I'll be there. I know you bring in a whole host of amazing speakers, all of our friends in the space that actually know what they're doing. You don't have bullshit. You don't have people come in to talk that aren't going to actually add value. So that's an event you need to book right now on your calendar.
Thank you for doing the promotion for Seller Sessions Live.
Dude, I wouldn't say it. You know me, man. I'm a straight shooter. I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. So
yeah. Thank you, brother. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us today. Brandon, again, thank you for giving up your valuable time. Good luck with the event next week and take care.
Thanks. Good to see you.